Right, so if you could introduce yourself and your role in the band, and a fun fact about yourself.
I'm happy you said that. I love that.
I have to go first. My name's Harry. I sing the songs and I try and play guitar. And a fun fact about me is a fun fact as well. It can't just be a fact, it has to be a fun one.
I mean, it doesn't have to be fun if you want it to not be fun.
It can be a serious fact about me. I got a big nose. That is the fact about me. I'm in the big nose club. Everyone else out there who's thinking, what is that? You don't have a big nose, obviously, if you're not part of the big nose club.
You've taken my fun fact.
Well, Harry's got a big nose.
Oh man.
Rob, you want to go?
Okay, it's going around just like, if you want to just, hang on. If you want to just hold the phone, maybe that's easier.
Where's the mic? Oh,
At the bottom, yeah,
cool.
there you go.
My name's Rob. I play drums in Spilt Milk. Fun fact about me is... I don't know, I want to say something about you, but I can't think of anything.
It's about yourself, not the band.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah. I don't like chips.
He doesn't like chips.
Oh,
But he loves
it's out of
potatoes.
No, potatoes can be so much more potential.
My name's Josh and I play the guitar. And a fun fact about me is I taught Rob about Saveloy, and now that's all he eats when he goes to the chip shop. That's why he doesn't buy chips anymore.
Sort me out, thank you very much.
I did, didn't I?
It's like red sausage.
It's a big sausage that you get from the chip shop. That's what Robbie is.
My name's Geordie and I play bass. And the fun fact is I chew peas. And I've tasted every pea that I've ever eaten in my life. So, unlike some.
Without context, that makes no sense.
Okay, yeah. See, now that isn't context, but never mind. So something.
I love that.
I'll have to explain it later. It's fine. Otherwise, everyone will be very confused. But hey. Okay. Spilt Milk Society is 3 words. What are other 3 words you'd use to describe the band?
I would say late. I would say
Eclectic.
talented, because I've got a talented bunch of musicians around here for sure. Definitely talented.
Well, let's big ourselves up.
And I'm talented.
Late,
like-
talented,
Late.
exceptional.
Exceptional.
That's a pretty good combo.
I'm not even lying here.
I gotta agree.
Oh, thank you.
Mainly late.
Mainly late. That's why that comes first. Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Same problem. Although you weren't actually late today, so.
Exactly. We weren't actually. Actually, we were, because I left my sunglasses at the pub that we were at before this, and we got in the van and we had to bring all the stuff here, and I was like, oh, Josh, like, luckily drove at a very sensible speed to the pub. And we grabbed the sunglasses, so we weren't late today by much.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Talking of the band name, I'm really interested in why are you called Spilt Milk Society?
Well, we went a long time not really telling people why, because it's kind of boring, so we should just make up a reason.
Just
So,
say the honest truth, be honest.
The honest truth.
The
of
truth,
why
the
people looks-
whole truth.
No,
and
it
nothing
just
but the
can't be
truth.
done. It just can't be done. It just can't be done.
It's weird because we
Go on then.
Charles Darwin actually had a social club in Shrewsbury called Spilt Milk Society, and it was about evolution and stuff, and that's where the name actually comes from, weirdly.
Weirdly enough, he used to drink a lot of milk as well.
Yeah. And anyone that spilt their milk meant that they were, not as good, so they were out.
We're out. That is the true meaning behind it. There we go. All the truth revealed.
The whole truth, huh? Okay.
Nothing but.
So, Community EP's out
Yeah.
yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does it feel?
Good. We're really proud of this EP, actually. I say actually, as if we wouldn't be, but no, it sounds great. We had a really lovely time making it, and I mean, lockdown was a bit of a head blag. We spent a lot of time doing gigs before that, so we tried our best just to make use of the time. Did a few live streams and stuff, and it just wasn't quite our thing. So we're like, well, we'll just record. We'll just record, and this is like pretty much our first proper gig back, really, with a full set list and everything. It's out the road, Josh. So it's kind of nerve-wracking in a way to be playing these new songs.
They're a lot more delicate,
so soon.
vulnerable.
Yeah,
for you especially.
Definitely.
The lyrics are really.
Yeah, and even just harder to play. Like lots more chords. Just harder to play. Right.
I felt that like this EP sounds so much more introspective than like all of the sort of older stuff.
Yeah.
Which we're aiming to we've got an album ready to come out later this year or the year after,
Whenever.
And this is sort of the bridge towards
Yeah,
that, to go from what
definitely.
we've had on the back catalogue to what it's going to be.
Yeah.
This seemed
Right.
quite a nice bridge.
Our ride has
Oh, the van
arrived.
has gone,
Thank God.
and we've now been replaced with a Land Rover. That's lovely. At least we got away home.
You'll
great
fit in
sight,
there.
that is.
Yeah, for context, as we were standing here for
Yeah.
the interview, the van just drove off. And we just stood here with no way home.
But we care so much about the craft. We care so much about
So
the
we care so much about the interview.
It's more important.
Yeah.
Screw
I mean,
the-
to be
screw the
fair. So kind of like, so is the album going to be quite a lot, even more kind of introspective and kind of?
Yeah, we don't really talk about the album.
Okay, that's like, shut. Okay, bye.
Oh, no one told me that. I didn't say anything.
No one told Rob that, but
It's the best album.
It's
The
that
last 10 years.
introspective.
the last 10
It's
years,
really-
I've
Harry's not talking
heard
about
it here. It's that introspective, yeah.
Yeah.
That I can't even talk
It's
about
so good. Yeah,
You'll
it's
let it out
good to
soon.
mention.
So much inside.
Yeah.
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 That's so
How do you
funny.
even sing it?
Oh man,
He
yeah, but
didn't,
some of,
that's the secret. we got
yeah,
someone else.
some of the tunes we played tonight,
Yeah.
in fact, like probably half of them actually were
Yeah, like three or
from
four.
the album. We really like playing it. It is fun.
It's great. Coming back to the 3 words to describe your band, it's very fantastic.
Yeah.
But, also, like about that EP, the song "Lazy" kind of really stood out to me.
Oh,
Maybe
nice.
again, I don't know. And the lyric about "I've got an answer, but I'm waiting for the question to be asked." I
Yes.
was kind of wondering the inspiration behind that because it just.
Well, that's
Great
funny.
lyric.
Yeah, funny you asked
I
that.
wanna know that as well.
Funnily enough, that was like the first lyric I wrote of that song, and the rest of it, the rest of that song actually like really means something. And that lyric was something that I sort of had to make the meaning up afterwards to myself because it was like the first lyric of the song, and yeah, not annoyingly, but I actually wrote that lyric because I remember seeing Holly Humberstone say. I went to uni with Holly Humberstone basically,
wow, yeah.
and she said that every lyric she ever writes has to be a tattoo. And at first I was like,
heard
it's
that.
good, it's good. But I was
That's
like,
a lot
how?
of pressure,
It's a lot of pressure. Like, how'd you do that? I was like, that's me, and I wouldn't even get that tattooed on me actually, that lyric. But for some reason, that was the first which came to mind, and I was like, a lyric that could have a tattoo, and that was what came to mind. So the rest of the song was sort of built around that lyric, but there's not really an
Yeah.
explicit meaning to that particular
Sometimes
part.
that's what feels like. If you can't pin down a meaning, that means the most, I guess.
Exactly,
Yeah, people who listen to it can sort of make their own meaning.
Definitely, yeah. For
Leave
that.
it ambiguous. Yeah.
Leave ambiguous, why not?
So you're saying like the rest of the song isn't so ambiguous. What's the inspiration behind the rest of the song, really?
The rest
Mind me
of
asking.
the rest of the song, it's about a lot. I always say this like I'd end up having to write an essay about it or something because
Yeah.
I'd end up bullshitting for most of it as well. But there's a nice little snippet in there from my dog Charlie,
Aw.
near the end. Charlie's a little bit ill, so that was like a nice little, he can live on through that song in a way, and that's kind of he's a lazy dog. He's a lazy
Yeah.
dog, and I wrote that song when I was looking after him for a week. So in essence, it's about my dog being super lazy. And when I was making the demo, he wouldn't shut up, would he? He wouldn't shut up if he's whining. And I showed Rob the demo of him whining in the background. I was like, oh, just ignore the dog. And Rob was like, no, I love the dog in it. Like, we'll
Keep it.
keep that. And so yeah.
Is
made
he
the
okay
cut.
now?
He's alive right now,
That's good.
but he's good. He's on his way out. Poor dog. He's wobbling all over the place.
He's
But
going strong, man.
He's
He's like
going-
14.
he's
That
14,
is a
so-
good age.
and he's
for
been
a
an
dog.
old dog for a long time now. He's
Yeah.
acted like an old dog since he was about 9. So
Getting a bit doddery.
yeah, Doddery. I like that. Yeah, Doddery Charlie.
Doddery dog, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. So also you say about like Flight being like a favourite band.
Yeah, we got to play with them. I got to play with them actually because it ended up because it was such a small stage setup that it was like, only the one. But that was
wow, that's
but
small.
I was happy. I was happy.
Let's say about the tape machine.
Oh yeah.
So basically, like Harry and the guy he lives with, Dan, they have like a tape machine. They end up lending it to Flight to record some demos. But then when they gave it back, their demos were still in the tape machine. So
Oh,
we've
wow.
actually got like
All the
anyone want a
Flight's new
bootleg
albums.
version of Flight's new album? Harry's the guy to hit
wow.
up. So
No, but the thing is, I didn't know this at first, but because there's only little snippets of it basically. That's because Dad, when we got the tape machine back, Dan was so excited to use it, he didn't even listen to the tape. He just started recording.
Oh no.
So we recorded over like a whole
Oh, no.
flight demo. But yeah, they're a big inspiration in that they're just like great songwriters. They just care about the songs, and it was Geordie that showed me them actually when I was down in London. You put on their record, the Loved Ones, or
Yeah, well, that's something because I saw him as like a YouTube ad, but for that old stuff that they ended up deleting. And it was like one of them random ones where it's like the only YouTube advert that's ever actually led me to something.
Yeah.
And then, so it's a very good one actually. That's the one time that it's done something.
I found them through YouTube ads as well.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. And then they like, it was like they had like 3 songs out, and then they deleted all those songs. I was like, oh. And then they released an incredible record, so it's okay. Like it worked out.
It's all right in the end.
Yeah.
Kind of.
So yeah.
Do you have like a favourite song?
no, to be honest, it changed for a while, and you know, as with all music, you keep. At one point in time, I would be like, yeah, this one, but right now, I'm not listening to them that much at the moment. I've been writing a lot, so I wouldn't be able to say. I remember when we played with them, the song which stuck out the most live, which I didn't expect to be so good, was what's it called? There's a woman. It's called There's a Woman, isn't it? Actually?
Yeah.
There's a woman. There's a woman.
Yeah.
That was so good live. So I would say that. There's a woman.
There you go.
That's stuck in my mind.
You also mentioned like Holly Humberstone. Is there any other like sort of emerging? Well, Holly Humberstone is kind of more than emerging.
She's got there now, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's really got that now. But like sort of up and coming, making it big artists that kind of inspiring you at the moment.
There's this kid from Shrewsbury called Miles
Yeah.
Newman. He's pretty.
Miles is class. So,
Miles is
and he's-
Shrewsbury.
yeah.
Yeah. Anything that's Shrewsbury related, I'm into.
And that's when we played with him a lot now, and like he basically like lived like a few of our friends who lived together. He kind of like moved into their flat for a few months after he'd moved back. So we've been playing a lot of music with him and jamming and
Yeah, just the people we spend time with, I think, actually inspire us the most. And
And
bands-wise, we all listen to a lot of different kind of music, so it's very, very hard to pin down. Like if we were to make a playlist together, it'd be confusing. It'd be sick.
It'd be sick.
Oh, it'd be sick, but
It'd be a roller coaster.
it'd be a roller coaster of a playlist.
Isn't the band kind of a playlist of the whole?
I like that. Yeah, it is like Geordie says. You summarise your own music as variety music, but I think that suits
but see,
all
I
of us.
stole that
Really.
though from Frank Zappa.
From Frank, well, exactly them that is. Really.
Yeah.
But still, I think variety music suits it well, right?
Variety
It
music
just means
still-
nothing and also
Yeah.
everything at the same time.
all that.
It's like
Yep.
That was so deep. Yeah, I love it. You've got Josh there.
Yeah. There you go.
well,
I guess that's what
I'm saying,
happens at like almost 11 o'clock at night. On a,
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
for an hour set. That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
it.
it.
We'll let him off. Oh, mate.
So
Harry, I think your phone torch is on in your pocket, mate.
That was when I was looking for that thing underneath the valve. Sorry, guys.
Your side
Next question.
brief interlude. We're almost done anyway. So kind of relating to shows anyway. Kind of any post-show rituals that kind of things you have to do that kind of make it
Afterwards.
pre or post or whenever.
Afterwards, me and Geordie have a cigarette.
And then we went for a wee together.
Pre
That doesn't always happen,
Pre
but
that
when it
have a
does, it's
cigarette,
the best.
go for a week together, and then drink 10 beers or.
10 beers.
I
That's a Josh exclusive
Drink,
ritual.
yeah.
that.
Yeah, I don't drink 10 beers.
No,
Yeah.
but Rob might.
Yeah.
Or
I
you
drink
split
8
5
and you
between
have
you.
to-
You
We
could
tend
do-
to give our
you could
rider to
drink
Rob and
5.
Josh and let them
Yeah.
hack at it.
If there's anyone from AA listening, my number is 073.
No, I think we all have our own little rituals, but we're all in a lot of different bands as well, so it happens that like Rob was supporting McFly last week, believe it or not. So I didn't, you breezed on the stage, breezed off it like nothing had ever touched you.
I didn't do any rituals.
Didn't even need the rituals.
Yeah, you wouldn't be sober for that, wouldn't you?
I just played Busted, that was my ritual. I was sober for
I love you so much. I love that.
Okay. So lastly, what's next for you guys? You mentioned album. You're going to be on tour more now. Is
Yeah,
that
I think
gonna
we're
be
just
happening?
we want to record more. That's what we realised over lockdown. We did so many gigs. We did like 66 gigs in 2019. It was
Whoa.
stupid amount of gigs. It was like it was like 60 something. Because I remember adding it together with Sugar Thief and Astor's, and I got to like 110 gigs in this year. It was like 2 a week. Or
I made
something.
just as many pounds.
I made like exactly. So I think we're recording. Josh has just built this state-of-the-art studio in his garden somehow. Somehow, him and his dad,
Don't
Nick,
tell the
big
council.
shout out. Yeah, there we go. We're in a different county. We're in a
Yeah.
different county here, so it's all
Well, that's
set.
We don't know the location of Joss's garden. We're okay.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, if anyone asks, it's a shed.
It's
Yeah.
exactly.
Just
But
a shed.
it
Nowhere near
facilitates
where we are
us
now.
to record
Totally
some
young.
great music and like really level up on that side of things. So we just want to focus on that really, and as and when good gigs with good people come around,
Yeah.
we'll do them sort of thing. And